Down with me, you down with me, down with me. I got a crowd wrapping round the whole town for me. They mama proud, got a thou in the balcony. Nah, I don't hear no clown talking foul on me.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of What Are Y'all's Podcast. It's your host, JMX, my co-host, Ryan. Boy, hey, man, today, well, I know Ryan geek. You know, he got all his Steelers outfit on. That man having the day of his life right now. But, boy, I ain't gonna lie. Today, we had to do a pod, bro. To be honest, we had already planned to do one. But everything else is just icing on the cake. Like, today was a crazy day. We're going to get into all the NFL stuff that's been going on. But before we jump into everything, Ryan, man, how you doing?
Man, I'm amazing. I'm amazing right now. Luka, Laker, DK Metcalf, he a Steeler. Kind of like you were saying, I was prepared to do a mock draft. We were going to do a mock draft today. So I was prepared to do a mock draft and kind of squeeze that in before free agency starts tomorrow. But, man, I'm on cloud nine right now. I'm doing amazing. Can't complain about nothing.
Yeah, and I'm not even gonna lie to the mock draft is we're gonna have to postpone that because all the stuff that happened today, all the stuff that came out today. I mean, it's really just crazy. Like it really is. Like I was not expecting all this to happen today. I was just for sure like day one of free agency was gonna be the day that all the dominoes fell. Like I didn't think DK was gonna be traded this early. Like this is crazy. Like I wasn't expecting it, especially to where he went. But yeah, man, let's jump into pretty much everything we got early on. So first thing up that happened today, let's start kind of at the beginning. Let's talk about Myles Garrett. So Myles Garrett, he like after everything he did, the man requested a trade. He did a lot of stuff. Requested a trade, basically was at the Super Bowl saying, I wouldn't mind going to the Commanders. I wouldn't mind going to Philly, yada yada this, yada yada that. And then he did all that just to sign. Um, he signed a he signed an extension with the Browns. I think it was I don't know how many. Yeah, it was a 4 year. It was a 4 year extension, 40 million per year, 123 million guaranteed. I don't know. For some reason, I cannot find the total number what the contract was. Do not know why. Oh yeah, it was 160 million. He gets 123 of that guaranteed. Yeah, man, it was a lot. Like I'm not gonna lie to you, it kind of caught me off guard because I'm like, it's no way DK Metcalf, Myles Garrett just did all of that just to request a trade and everything, just to be like, nah, I'm gonna take the money because I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. If they start losing during the season, I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to hear nothing. I don't want to hear anything about how, oh man, I'm just frustrated, like I want to win. Nah, bro, I don't want to hear none of that because you had your chance and you ain't do it. So like because Philly was trying to get you, Washington was trying to get you, and you decided to stay in Cleveland. But yeah, what's your thoughts on Myles Garrett?
Yeah, I mean, again, he deserves the money 100%. He one of the best defensive players in the NFL, so he deserves it. I'm kind of with you on the boat too of just from what the reports are saying and kind of like him going on the whole, almost like a whole campaign of, hey, I'm requesting a trade, I'm trying to get traded, and then to go and re-sign, it just didn't really make the most sense. But also, I mean, again, he got his money, so at the end of the day, it is what it is for him. But yeah, I mean, I really got nothing to say about that, but just kind of you said everything, so.
Yeah, it's just to me, it's just kind of annoying. Like I'm thinking Myles Garrett is finna head over there to Philly or something. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm thinking it's gonna be a crazy trade, and overall he just kind of stays put. But yeah, going on to another crazy thing that happened today. Um, before we get into the good stuff, Josh Allen signed a 6 year, $330 million extension. If my math isn't correct, I think that's 55 million a year.
Yeah, I think it is.
Let me check that. I want to double check that real quick. Uh, yeah, that's $55 million a year. I think they said he's making the same amount of money as Trevor Lawrence. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. Look, Josh deserved it. He won the MVP. I think he didn't deserve it, but that's another topic for another day. But I mean, yeah, he got $250 million guaranteed. Like that's fucking crazy. I'm sorry, $250 million guarantee will always be crazy. Like Deshaun got his full contract guaranteed, but I mean, shout out to Josh though. Like he deserves it. I remember the first contract extension he signed, he took a pay cut. Like he got way below the market value. I think the first extension that he had. So he definitely deserves to get the bag this time. So shout out to him.
Yeah, it kind of the same thing with Myles Garrett, but obviously different reasons. He deserves the money. He deserves the money. He just won MVP, you know. So
yeah,
shout out to him.
yeah. Moving on to man, along with everything else we're gonna get into, it was a lot of re-signings today that kind of shook up the free agency market just a little bit. A lot of guys that we thought were gonna hit the open market tomorrow, they just kind of re-upped on their deals. Linebacker Nick Bolton, Nick Bolton was probably gonna be headlining free agency. I know it came out after the fact of what I'm gonna say. You know, he re-signed with the Chiefs on a 3-year, $45 million deal. So he's gonna stay home in KC. KC basically just kept everybody, which is very strange to me because I thought them. Well, I mean, they traded Joe Tooney, so I guess that freed up the cap to kind of bring back Nick Bolton. He got 30 that fit 45 million fully guaranteed, but it just sucks because they said the Broncos. It came out that like all the Broncos insiders said that they were gonna day one offer Nick Bolton the bag, but he decided to stay in Kansas City. It's just tough, bro. Like I wanted him. But I mean, and plus I wanted him to leave KC, but KC just found a way.
Yeah, KC always kind of seems to find a way to keep some of those key pieces whenever they need to. So I don't know. I mean, I never really kind of felt like he was really going to leave personally, but I don't know. He deserves the money as well. So he's besides Chris Jones, he's kind of the heart and soul of that defense. I'm not saying he the best. I think McDuffie's one of the best, if not the best player on that defense. But yeah, he deserves it. Shout out to him. You know.
Yeah. Moving on to another re-signing. Some of these I'm gonna just name off. Harold Landry. Well, yeah. Well, okay. I'm gonna stick with re-sign. I forgot Harold Landry did go to a new team. Jamie and Sherwood. He re-signed with the Jets. Another linebacker off the board. 3 years, $45 million. Ernest Jones re-ups with the Seahawks, 3-year, $33 million. Jaron Reed, same thing, 3 years, $25 million. He stays with Seattle. Aaron Jones, 2 year, $20 million. Now I want to talk about Aaron Jones for a little bit. 2 years, $20 million. I don't remember how much. I think got 13 of a guarantee, something like that. I can check on that real quick. But Denver was basically gonna offer him whatever. And I am so glad we did. I'm so glad we avoided this. I'm so glad we avoided this. I was not trying to pay Aaron Jones no $13 million a year, no $13 million guaranteed. It would have been Melvin Gordon 2.0 all over again. And I'm just glad we dodged that bullet. We can go after whoever else, honestly, as long as it's not Rico Dowdle. Look, Bronco fans, look, I know y'all boys on Rico Dowdle. I do not want Rico Dowdle. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe for RB2, but I'm not trying to pay Rico Dowdle no $20 million.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, kind of like the Aaron Jones thing. Again, I think Aaron Jones solid, but
it's not the old Aaron Jones.
Nah. I just think Minnesota could have done better and gone out and drafted somebody younger and gone that route compared to signing him. Again, he not a bad running back. I just think they could have done better in the draft. Granted, they obviously still could draft somebody and have Jones and whoever they would draft as like that 1-2 duo, but
yeah. I mean, last year he came off a good season. Like overall, it was a good season. I just look when you putting the ball on the ground like that. I think he had 6 fumbles last year. That's unacceptable in my book. I mean, that was the whole thing for me why I didn't want him. My fault. He had 5 fumbles last year. Nah, like because I don't like he's a good dual threat back. Catching it, like he's one of the better ones in the league, as a matter of fact. So that's why he really got his money because he can give you a pass catching option. He's a check down for your quarterback, and he was over 1,000-yard rusher. So I mean, there's that aspect of it, but it's the fumbling for me. I'm scarred, bro. Like I'm still scarred from bro. Melvin Gordon fumbled once a game, and it's just something about going to Denver. It's just something about it is different, bro. Like I feel like I'm just glad we avoided it. We're gonna go after new running back, but I will say shout out to Aaron Jones for getting his money. Moving on to a signing that kind of caught me off guard. Patriots picked up Harold Landry, 3 years, $43.5 million deal, Patriots, hey, I ain't gonna lie, the Patriots got the money to do it, but they really just need any like talent in general because that defense was they needed talent. And I ain't gonna lie, I did not know Harold Landry was that young, bro. I did not know he was young. Like, I mean, I'm not surprised Vrabel picked him up because look, I'm not gonna lie, he was cold. He was premier when they had Vrabel, but bro, I thought Harold Landry was like 31, 32. He's 28. The hell? I did not know Harold Landry was that young. That was kind of the shocker to me when I first saw it. I'm like, wait, hold on, 28-year-old. I'm like, Harold Landry's 28? It's crazy, bro. But yeah, this was a steal signing just for that aspect. I mean, because when he's healthy, he's giving you double-digit sacks.
Yeah, that signing just really it was one of those Patriots signings that you just kind of like a solid good piece. It had Vrabes written all over it too, kind of like you were saying with him coaching him in Tennessee. Excuse me. It's it just had that shit written all over that. Like, all right, you kind of could almost like pencil in, almost like yeah, he'll probably go there, you know. But yeah, dude, I do think the Patriots, especially if they keep making things like moves like this, and then get maybe a couple, maybe like another receiver, like another solid receiver.
They need a lot.
They could. I'm not gonna say they make the playoffs and nothing like that, but like they could make a little bit of kind of shock a couple people. Is all I gotta say. They won't be as bad as they were last year. You know.
Yeah, yeah. And I don't think they will either. I think they're definitely going to be better. I think they're going to take the jump. I think Vrabel's going to bring in a lot more free agents. I think this was just the first one off the board, but I think it's a damn good one. I think there's a real good pickup. Like I said, I thought he was much older because the way Tennessee treated him, you would think he was like a seasoned vet. Like he was like into his 30s. Like the clock was ticking. Bro, he's still got a lot. He's in his prime, which is I don't know what Tennessee's doing, bro. I don't know what they're doing. I mean, I guess they want Abdul Carter, but wouldn't you want to pair two young edge rushers together? I mean, but whatever. Whatever. Going on to the good stuff. Davante Adams came out of nowhere. Like we knew it was gonna be LA. Like we knew like it was either gonna be one of the LA teams or wherever or Washington or wherever Aaron Rodgers ended up. But the Rams win it. He goes to the Rams, 2 years, $46 million deal. He gets $26 million guaranteed. He goes over there. He's got Matthew Stafford. He's got Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams over there. And I'm not gonna lie. It's just a hell of a pickup for the Rams, to be honest with you. He's 32. He's there on a 2-year deal. You didn't break the bank for him. You're paying him $23 million, which is not that bad. He's getting 26 of it guaranteed. So you're really only giving him 1 year of his money fully guaranteed. I don't think it's that bad of a deal. And I'm not gonna lie, they're getting an upgrade over Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp to me is still damn good, but Davante Adams is still when healthy top 10. I don't know why people think this man is washed. He is not washed. He's gonna go right over there with Matthew Stafford and be insane. And I'm not gonna lie, this is a move where we talked about the Rams, like what they needed to get. We felt like that they need to get one more wide receiver, and they just probably got like picking up a Davante Adams is as good as it can get, bro.
You know, I agree. Again, he's almost like he's gonna play that Cooper Kupp role, and he's shiftier. He's a better route runner. He's quicker. He got better hands. He's
Davante. He can
yeah.
It's maybe 2 corners in the league. I think that can really check him.
Mm-hmm. And it's him and Puka, both on the same team. I don't know. I just don't like the whole narrative. And we were talking about before the podcast of he's washed. You know,
Yeah.
it's if you watched him at especially in the last year, you know, like he was balling, especially going over there with McVay, Stafford, Puka, and like being in that right role. You know,
Yeah.
he's gonna be nice. You know, they're gonna be nice next year.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm not gonna lie, I still think they need to try to find a way to keep Cooper Kupp on this team. Um, I think they kind of burned the bridge though, telling them that they're just gonna release him. But I will say, I feel like if they would have came to him and asked him to restructure a little bit of his contract, I would have loved to see how that would have went. Now, I mean, because I'm thinking if you keep Cooper Kupp, because I think he's set to make. Let me see. He has a 12 million. Yeah, he's set to make 12 million, $12.5 million this year. Um, and if I'm the Rams, bro, that ain't if I tell Cooper Cup, man, we'll convert half of that to a signing bonus. You can be on the roster for 6 million. Bro, we could be talking about them like maybe going to the bowl. If they could find a way to keep Cooper Cup, bro, these dudes are like top one, like tier one contenders. I'm sorry. That offense is unreal. Like they're already crazy. Like
Mhm.
we talked about how just having Cooper Cup, Stafford, and Puka Nakua, you can beat anybody in the league. You throwing Davante Adams in this mix, bro, it's getting dicey. I mean, we talking about it's getting scary for the NFC, bro. Like
And
I look, they were so close to beating Philly too.
hmm they also
You
have that
feel it,
nice
you
young
like shit.
defense too.
Yeah, and plus if you're Philly, you like shit. We might have to bring back Slay because they them boys getting Tay. Oh gosh. Hey, look, Quinion Cole, bro, but we talking about Davante right now, bro. And that's the thing. I'm glad you brought that. Like, it's just the Wash stuff is just crazy to me, bro. Just because a guy's switching teams, man, it's not Wash. He bought out with the Jets. I think people forgetting, like, bro, there were games where this man was taking over. Like, he was just it's the Jets, but he was not bad with the Jets at all. So to me, it wasn't even a down year. It was none of that. To me, they got rid of him because they like they're trying to go in like a different direction as an organization. Now I don't know what direction that is, but I mean, I don't think Davante, nothing about him is screaming wash to me. This was a crazy pickup. But yeah, um,
One second.
go ahead.
One thing about the Jets too. I know you've seen the rumors as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Garrett Wilson somehow ends up getting traded before the offseason is over. You know, I mean, if they're already trying to go in a whole different direction, like I'm not saying they will, but like I wouldn't be shocked if they ended up moving maybe around like the draft time. You know what I'm talking about? Like
Mhm.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. The Jets did hire former Broncos assistant GM as their general manager, so that's just something to keep an eye out for. If that man requests a trade, Lord have mercy. Please get Garrett Wilson. I don't care. You pay that man 100 million. But yeah, moving on to the next one. Who was obviously DK Metcalf. That was the big one, the most both of them were really unexpected, but DK, holy hell, man. It came out earlier today that the Seahawks officially had lowered their asking price for DK Metcalf. I think they said they lowered it from a first. They wanted a first and a third, and they lowered it. I think to asking just for a second. They got no offers about the first round for the first round pick. It was reported earlier today that the Chargers did offer a third round pick for DK Metcalf. Nothing really had happened after that. They just said that's what the Chargers sent their offer for. And then the Steelers came out of nowhere. Steelers have acquired DK Metcalf from the Seahawks in exchange for a 2025 second round pick. Steelers and the Seahawks are also flipping 2025 picks in the 6th and 7th round, sources said. DK, who's 27, requested a trade, blah, blah, blah. And he gets a 5-year, $150 million extension. That's $30 million a year. When I first saw the trade, my initial thoughts was I thought it was a good move for Pittsburgh, just for like what they are. I thought giving up the second round pick. Obviously, I mean, you're probably not gonna find a guy in the second round that's gonna come in and have the immediate impact as a DK Metcalf. So I didn't mind that. Um, I didn't really mind it too much. I thought the contract was a little bit overkill. I thought it was a big time, like a long-term deal. I thought if anything, he was gonna get an extension, like a high money extension, but for a short period of time. They gave him kind of a mega deal. Um, so I mean, hey, that kind of is what it is. But I think for now, though, you bring back Justin Fields. Hey, you got a nice little receiving core now. You got a nice little receiving duo. You got Calvin Austin to kind of be in that slot as well. It's interesting in what they're going to do at running back. But if they bring back Fields, if they take a guy like Jackson Dart in the first round, whatever they want to do there, draft the Will Howard in the later rounds, like I know you want. You still got Pat Fryermuth. The defense is still good, but you got one need for this team filled out. You got your wide receiver next to George Pickens, and hey, it looks like Tomlin got the guy he wanted. He wanted DK Metcalf, and I think look from what Pittsburgh usually does with wide receivers, he's going to get the most out of DK. Then I think anywhere DK could have went, I think like this is the place where he's wanted and where they can get the most out of his game, like his explosiveness. I just don't know if the, hmm, I just don't know if like long term, this was the best move in terms of giving him that big extension. But I ain't gonna lie. Hey, wide receivers thrive in Pittsburgh, man. Now they got to get the quarterback situation figured out. But I mean, Tomlin and his wide receivers, hey man.
Yeah, I mean, we wanted an explosive offense, so we went and got an explosive player. I mean, last year there were conversations the whole damn offseason about Ayuk coming to Pittsburgh for essentially a first-round pick. And me personally, I'll take DK for a second-round pick over Ayuk as a first-round pick personally.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
again,
yeah, yeah.
again, you need the explosiveness, in the offense, and you have it, and you kind of have that physicality back, that demeanor almost, and kind of like we were talking about before the pod. When they're on 100 and they're going, it's the offense is gonna be perfect. But kind of
Mhm.
like you were saying, whenever you get in either one of their heads, you can tell, you can immediately tell that they're off their game completely. I think that's when the
Yeah.
struggle is gonna be kind of come a little bit. Um, but again, I love the duo. Even if they let Pickens walk, I don't know why they do that. But even if they trade Pickens, uh, I gotta see them play at least a season with each other. I have to. Um, I just
It's
don't. I
gonna be
just
must see TV.
Yeah, I just don't really understand the whole conversation of trying to trade him because you would just be in the same situation you are now with
Exactly. Just
DK. You just switch.
yeah, and I see people saying that they're kind of alike as for wide receivers and whatever, and they don't know how they're gonna fit next to each other. They're gonna be just fine. They're really kind of different. DK is way more explosive than George Pickens. George Pickens is not as fast as DK. Like DK is a guy that can stretch the field. George Pickens is a I don't even know what he is to be honest with you. He's just
Pickens is really good with the contested ball too. He really good with the
yeah,
50-50
yeah,
balls. He has great hands
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
He's
I mean,
he's physical just like DK is. Just a
mhm.
different level. It's like I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, like the only thing I would say about DK is that they're, they're both not great route runners, but DK has got the speed aspect to his game that's gonna really help him. That's been helping him. But I mean, yeah, I mean overall, if I had to grade it, I think this is definitely like a B. I say a B or a B plus move for Pittsburgh. I mean, like, look, I'm not gonna lie, you like they could have went the draft route, drafted the wide receiver, drafted the quarterback. I mean, you probably would have had more financial flexibility for the future. But I mean, hey, Pittsburgh is always trying to win now, so why not? Like, why not get DK? Like they believe they can win the Super Bowl next year.
Yeah, I'd probably give it like an A. I'm not gonna give it an A plus, obviously for the money, but I just give an A. Again, you need an explosive player, especially on offense. I mean, you went out there, you can't complain about especially with the draft pick. I mean, they gave up a second round pick for him, um, and paying him. That's really the only thing is paying that much. It could age bad. I don't think it's going to personally. I think hopefully. I guess I'm more a little more positive on it. I hope it obviously doesn't. Hopefully, it ends up paying off for us. But yeah, and kind of like I think you were saying it before we started recording about how this is a perfect opportunity for like a rookie quarterback to kind of come in and or like a cheap contract quarterback or a rookie quarterback to kind of come in and thrive with Pickens, DK, Frymouth, whoever they have running back. If it's still Najee, if they end up drafting somebody, um, it'd be a solid offense, at least a solid skill position to go out there for a rookie quarterback to kind of come in and develop a little bit around it, kind of be a little more comfortable, especially compared to what the offense was like last year. It was essentially just George Pickens, and that was really it. I mean, Muth
Yeah,
was solid, but yeah, I'm really excited for it though. I'm more for the entertainment aspect of it. I'm excited for it, but I do think
yeah,
that they're going to be very good. So
yeah. Yeah. Moving on. Um, to another big trade that happened. It was about 2 days ago now. That's what this episode was going to be centered on. This episode, man, we were going to really talk about the quarterback carousel. Because the other day, Geno Smith got traded out of nowhere. The Raiders acquired quarterback Geno Smith from the Seahawks in exchange for a third round pick. Reunited him with Pete Carroll. They give up it's the 92nd overall pick in the draft. Now, Geno does have 1 year left. $31 million left on his contract. He wanted an extension. He requested a trade from Seattle when they said they weren't giving him said extension. And he wants $40 to $45 million a year, which the Raiders said they're planning to give him. Now, here's how I feel about this trade. I've been seeing a lot of people saying Geno is better than what people think, which I think Geno's good. I think Geno in Seattle was a good fit because in he was molded into Seattle. Like there wasn't a lot of pressure on him. He had already overcome the odds. And now you're going into a team like Vegas where there's now an expectation for you. And look, I get it. Seattle, they had no line, like and he was forced to make a lot of plays for them where, he had like it was it's Geno. We talked about it a lot during the season. You got those games where he's a top 5 quarterback in the league without a doubt, and you got the games where it's like, man, how the hell is this dude a starter? And that's just kind of what it is with Geno. Now, as far as the Raiders go making this trade, I didn't think it was a bad move for. No, I'm tripping. It was a bad move. I just don't understand why. And I saw people's like, man, you get a top 10 quarterback for a 3rd round pick. First of all, Geno's not top 10. Second off, why? You have the 6th overall pick in the draft. You could possibly get Shador Sanders. Or worse, okay, like if you don't think you can get Shador Sanders, then I get it, right? Or you can't get a quarter, but you don't know. There is no guarantee that pick 1 and 2 is gonna take a quarterback. I mean, that's just kind of how I am with it. I just don't know for this move for the Raiders, bro. And as far as Seattle goes, I don't know what direction they're going in because they don't even have a pick high enough to be talking about this rebuild, and they haven't gotten. I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do. They're talking about going to get Sam Darnold. I do think as far as their coaching staff goes, I like what's the head coach? I like Mike McDonald. They brought in a good OC in my opinion in the Clint Kubiak. So I mean they got that going, but the Raiders, man, oof. Like there's a like I don't know, man, because because like even if Shador isn't there at 6, which I think there's a high chance that he will be, but you never know. The Giants might take him at 3. It's a strong chance whatever. Like I still think drafting a quarterback was a better option than paying a 34-year-old Geno Smith $40 to $45 million for the next 2 years after after this season. And it's like, what do you have around him? You got Brock Bowers and Kobe Myers. You don't have a running back. They're talking about drafting Genty. That's not a move. You don't, when you're a team like the Raiders and you need all these needs, you don't draft a running back at 6. That's just not what you do. But I mean, I kind of want to get your thoughts on it, but I'm not a fan of this move really for either side, to be honest with you.
See, I'm kind of more on the opposite end, especially for the Raiders. I kind of like it for the Raiders personally. I mean, they haven't had any, at least somewhat stable quarterback whatsoever since maybe that 1 year Derek Carr. I mean, Derek Carr's been all right. I mean, I guess if you want to compare him to Geno, it's whatever. But like essentially trading a 3rd round pick for a top half of the league quarterback. I mean, I like it. Granted, the money kind of like you were pointing out. I'm obviously a little, not the greatest fan of that. But again, it's the Raiders. They really haven't been any sort of had any sniff of relevancy since I don't know.
Young Derek Carr.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. So like I understand the move, and especially with Pete being there. I mean, it was kind of like a no-brainer. I thought if Geno was going to go anywhere, it was going to be obviously with Pete. But I don't know, man. I mean, I like it. I like it for him. For Seattle, it's more just it just kind of solidifies that they are going to draft a quarterback in this coming draft. We just don't know which one.
Well, who's Seattle?
Yeah, I mean, I think they have to, unless they go with Darnold. But
yeah, no, they're saying that they're trying to get Darnold. That's why I don't understand for either side because it's like you're the Raiders. Like, okay, look, I'll keep it real. You're gonna get Geno. They're gonna be better. Like, they're gonna probably be 2 to 3 wins better. And I think they won. How many games they win last year?
I think it was like 5, 4, something like that.
They won 4 games, so you're probably gonna go to 6 wins. I mean, obviously with Pete Carroll, he was gonna have you better, but I mean, like, I feel like they're not looking at long term. Like, I mean, because you're not gonna be bad enough to where you're gonna have a top pick at a quarterback. Like, I just think, bro, you roll the dice. I feel like they could have made this trade closer to the draft. I mean, I don't know. Like, maybe they were trying to give off Geno quick as possible. They got to pull the trade on this now, but I just don't think this is the move for the future. I feel like these franchises be trying, like, what does this do for now? Like, how does this, like, because now, like, so you're gonna be aggressive in free agency and try to contend? Like, is this like a win now move? Like, that's where I'm just kind of confused. And as far as Seattle goes, I mean, I get I get Seattle wanting to start over and hit the reset button, but you want Sam Darnold to be that guy? I mean, maybe I guess like in their case they really don't have another choice. But I'm like, how about you build the roster first and draft a young guy? I mean, I feel like this quarterback class it isn't the best, but it's kind of deep enough to where you can take a guy round 3. And I mean, hell, you just like you're loading up on picks. You got a second and a third for your quarterback and your wide receiver 1. So you can realistically go get a Will Howard. You can realistically go get a young quarterback in this draft in the later rounds instead of going throwing all your money at Sam Darnold and then you can address other needs. I mean, I feel like they could build this team up with a whole bunch of young signings and get this team back right in the draft. But my whole thing with them is just don't go to Sam Darnold route because that defeats the purpose of it all. You go throw Sam Darnold $40 million a year. The hell was the point of hitting the reset button? It was no point of that. So that's just kind of where I'm at for Seattle.
I think it's just more for, especially for the Raiders. It's like it kind of just goes back to that point of they've never had like they haven't had at least a solid quarterback in a very long time. So I do wonder if Pete's whole thing, especially this being his first year, is all right. Let me get a guy I'm comfortable with Geno, and then try to roll from there. It's I don't know. I mean, again, they also could realistically draft one of the, like you saying, like Shador at 6, and just have him sit behind Geno for a couple years. I mean, they could do that, but like, I kind of think the whole thing with Shador is like he's the most pro-ready quarterback right now coming into the draft.
He might go to the Giants though.
Yeah, I mean, they also very well could not be interested in any of the quarterbacks in the draft, and this is their move of okay, we're gonna go with that, and then again, it's so tough right now, especially like we have no idea what some of these teams are going to look like without free agent. Like, you know, free agency is about to start in a couple hours. So it's like we're just kind of projecting, which in a couple days, this shit could look like, oh, damn, the Raiders went and got this guy and that guy and that guy. I understand your point, though, of like how much does Geno really move the needle for you? I think my whole thing is just like you essentially traded a third-round pick for a top-end quarterback, a top half of the league quarterback, and it at least gives you that sort of like relevancy of like we at least have an okay solid quarterback that we can build around. Because I mean the Raiders again, they haven't had any sort of solid quarterback play in a very long time, so it kind of at least gives them that sort of hope of like okay, well we have an okay solid quarterback and now we can try to build around that. But like I also do understand your point of like, is $45 million really worth it? And like, yeah, you could have gone out there and drafted a rookie quarterback. So like, I understand both sides of it. I guess I'm more just looking at it from the standpoint of like the Raiders finally got a solid quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I mean, to be honest, I ain't gonna lie. As a Bronco fan, I was like, fuck yeah, all right, go ahead and trade for Geno. I was really hoping that they went out and got Russ, but I'm like, okay, I mean, Geno is whatever. But I just want to point something out for Geno. He was one of the worst red zone quarterbacks in the league last year. Not to mention he threw 15 interceptions. And it's just you're going from DK, Tyler Lockett, Noah Fant, JSN, Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet to Brock Bowers and Jacoby Myers. I mean, they can go out there and get better weapons, but I don't think you're getting much better. And I'm not gonna lie, like the Raiders offensive line ain't that good. Like Seattle offensive line is terrible, but the Raiders offensive line is not that great. So I think a lot of it, I don't know. I didn't like the trade for both teams. Like I understand having to trade Geno for Seattle, but I just feel like we gotta wait and kind of see. Like, are they gonna extend Geno? That's my main thing for the Raiders. Are you going to extend Geno? Are you going to give him the bag? And if you're Seattle, are you really going to go out here and pay Sam Darnold $40 million a year? Like I just feel like that's oh my god, that's so pointless. You just you might as well not even rebuild. Like you acting like you going out there and you signing CJ Stroud. Like bro, Sam Darnold, yeah, he young, bro, but like I mean, I don't know. They must believe in Clint Kubiak. I mean, that he can probably get the best out of Sam Darnold. You got Jack Smith and the Jigba, but you got to really build up this receiving core now. You got the capital to do it. So and this is stacked receiver draft. So I mean, we'll see what Seattle does and we'll see how the Raiders do. But for right now, I say it's a lose for both teams. If I had to pick a winner, I'll say Seattle because the Raiders, I don't know what direction they going in. Like I hear you, they ain't had a guy, but it's like how many times y'all gonna trade for this bridge guy or pick up a bridge quarterback? Like they it's routine. Get rid of Derek Carr, you pick up Jimmy G. Should have just kept Derek Carr. Like then you go over Jimmy G and you go Garner Minshew. Now you go Garner Minshew, Aiden O'Connell to Geno, and it's like, bro, y'all don't just go draft a quarterback. Like just draft. See,
I mean, and they very well could still. They could draft Shador.
But you don't draft
But
no. I don't think they go quarterback round one though, because you can't draft. We're gonna tell Shadur, hey man, we gonna draft you, but you gonna sit behind Geno. He like, man, what the hell? I'm better. He thinks Shadur thinks he's better than Geno. Like, there's no way you go into camp and you like, man, we just traded a third round pick for Geno Smith. He ain't even gonna play. Then you like, damn, we low key just did some stupid ass shit. But the thing is, I don't even know if Shadur might even be there at 6 now. I'm thinking about it because you got the Browns are probably going to take a quarterback. We don't know what the Titans are going to do, and the Giants are sitting at 3. We all know the Giants taking a QB. Well, I don't know because the Giants talking about they talking about which transitions perfectly into the next segment. Apparently the Giants, which is like insane to me, and this is literally um just Brian Daboll kind of fighting to keep his job. They're saying that the Giants are going to pivot towards Russell Wilson and like if I think they said if Sam Darnold doesn't, yeah, I think it was something like I can't remember what the domino exactly was. Let's see. I think they were saying like if Sam Darnold, if they can't get Darnold, they're gonna pivot to Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. And I'm gonna just be completely honest with you. The hell are they doing? Why? I mean, look, I can understand maybe getting Aaron Rodgers, but you're sitting at pick 3. You literally can draft a franchise changing player. Can literally draft Shador Sanders at 3 or Cam Ward. Literally, you can. And you want to risk that. If they sign Russell Wilson, Brian Daboll, and whoever made that call, they need to be fired immediately. If they sign Russell Wilson and they're like, we're gonna go into the season Russell Wilson and we're gonna draft Travis Hunter, man, come on, bro. What are we doing? But yeah, just this whole thing about the Giants talking about they're gonna pivot to Rodgers and Russell Wilson. Where do you think those two guys can possibly end up? Because right now I have absolutely no clue where either one of those dudes are going. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I mean, low key, I could definitely see both of them. Obviously, end up in Pittsburgh. I can see Russ coming back. I can see Rodgers going there. I think it kind of comes down to what Fields wants to do. There's been reports that Fields is interested in going to the Jets as well. I don't know. I mean, it would be funny to see Russ back in Seattle. That would be funny.
That would be terrible from Seattle.
I don't know. I mean, I do think one of them lands in with the Giants. I just don't know which one. I think if Fields resigns with us, obviously Russ will be gone. But if Fields doesn't re-sign with us, I think Fields will probably go to the Jets, and I think Russ would just come back and be our quarterback. And then my guess would be then Rodgers would essentially have his choice between the Giants or the Seahawks, essentially. I'm probably missing another team as well, but that's my guess. If I was a betting man, that's what I would bet.
Yeah, I have absolutely no clue. My guess for Rodgers, and I'll be honest, I think Rodgers goes to Minnesota. I think that's my guess.
I forgot about Minnesota. I forgot about Minnesota.
If Minnesota can't strike a deal to bring Sam Darnold back, because I know they're trying to get him back on a short-term deal, like probably meaning only keeping him for realistically one more year, then they'll trade him off somewhere to start JJ. I think that's the plan. They will probably want to run it back with him and see what they can do this next season with him if they improve some aspects of that offensive line and maybe get a new running back in there or whatever, draft a guy. Um, if they can't do that, then I think they pivot to Aaron Rodgers, which I think is the perfect thing for them to do. I think that is the perfect landing spot for him. As far as Russell Wilson goes, I don't know where the hell he's going to go. Because if I'm Pittsburgh, if you got a chance to get Justin Fields or Russell Wilson, I'm taking Justin Fields and absolutely running with it. But if you're Russ, it's got to be the Giants, I guess. That'd be my pick because remember the Giants tried to get him last year when he was a free agent. When Denver cut him, that was the first team he met with. They really tried to get Russ, but Russ ended up choosing the Pittsburgh. He felt he had a better chance to win. But right now, he ain't even got no choice of whether or not talking about trying to win. You gotta choose your choice of trying to stay in the league. And I think at that point, it's the Giants. So if I had to pick, I think Rodgers to Minnesota. I think Russ goes to the Giants. And if Russ goes to the Giants, still draft the quarterback. Do not bank on Russell Wilson. Brian Daboll will lose his job by week 5. If Russell Wilson in New York will be a complete disaster. It will be a disaster. They do better keeping Drew Lock. I'm being so serious. Like that would be horrible for them. They better not bring in Russ, but it's such a Giants move. Like big, I could just read it. I could just see the New York Times cover now talking about some Russ or just some stupid. Like, but yeah, man, that's what I would say.
Yeah, I mean, again, I completely forgot about Rodgers with Minnesota. That would probably be 100% be his best choice is to go to Minnesota. It would be cool to see him in Pittsburgh, but that's just the little kid in me. Yeah, I don't know. It really all depends, in my opinion, on where Darnold goes and if Fields resigns with Pittsburgh. So I feel like if Fields doesn't resign, then I think Russ is going to come back. And then I think wherever Darnold signs, like let's say Darnold signs in Seattle. Well, then Seattle's obviously taken care of. I think wherever Fields would then sign is, all right, let's say he signs in Pittsburgh, then it's Russ would either go, like you were saying, to the imagine Russ went to the Jets.
Wait, say it again.
So imagine Russ went to the Jets.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson, just go ahead and come to Denver, bro. Just go ahead and request that trade.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It'll be interesting. Hopefully this shit is kind of sorted through pretty quickly. Hopefully by tomorrow when we wake up, or the next day, we kind of have a better understanding.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I forgot about Rodgers going to Minnesota. That would be clutch. We need that. That'd be great.
I think we covered pretty much everything. Well, I can't say. Well, look, free agency starts tomorrow. We gonna be, man. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of content, a lot of stuff getting out. But I'm not gonna lie. I feel like this is gonna be a really good free agency. I mean, it's already been pretty remarkable if you ask me. But it's a lot of moving parts. Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie. This is gonna be, because I will say this, and like I'm glad you brought this up. We don't know what teams are gonna look like. I think a lot of teams are gonna be better. Like a lot of these, like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like the AFC is gonna oh my god. Like you may see, like I think the Chargers are gonna be way better. I think the Broncos are gonna be way better. I think Pittsburgh is trending in the right direction, especially after getting a guy like DK. Cleveland, I think Cleveland's gonna be way better next season because New England. I know I'm missing a team that just they made a move. I can't remember who I'm thinking about. I can't remember, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it's Chicago. Chicago's gonna be better. I'm pretty sure. I think they're gonna be better. But yeah, man, it's gonna be the Rams. Ooh, I would not be surprised if the playoff picture looks kind of similar to what it was this year.
So,
I would honestly not be surprised for both.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would not be surprised because who made it? Yeah, because like I don't know if Dallas can get in. Like I think the shocker teams could be like Chicago, maybe be on the come up. Cleveland, but I think that's maybe New England. But I think that's it, man. Like I think a lot of the teams that were good this year that were like shocked, because there's a lot of shocking teams. I think they're just gonna get way better. I think it's gonna get way better, bro. That's just me. I don't really see a team taking a huge step back. Maybe Washington, they're gonna have a harder schedule, but I mean, they're gonna make moves. Like they got a shit ton of money. Like they gonna be making moves. I mean, they already bringing back most of all of their good players.
So I got two quick little questions for you. One question is just based off of what's happened so far in free agency. Who would you say has been the biggest winner so far? Literally just based off of it's 10:30 by your time, 11:30 my time. What would you say is the best free agency move, trade, sign in,
Bro,
whatever?
I think the biggest winners have been the Rams, able to keep Matthew Stafford. Um, and I don't know what they paid him, but I don't think that it broke them cap wise. I think getting Davante Adams was huge. I think getting Matthew Stafford back was huge. I think getting Davante Adams was huge. I know people are gonna say Washington, they did get Debo, but I mean, nah, man. I mean, Chicago's up there too. They're revamping their offensive line. Um, they're probably gonna sign the center. I'm pretty sure early tomorrow they're gonna bring in that center from Atlanta, Drew Dahlman, which I think is probably he's probably gonna be a Bear. But I mean, right now it's got to be the Rams, bro. You literally, like I said, bring back Stafford, getting Davante Adams. I don't think people are realizing how big of a signing that is for them. What Matthew Stafford is going to do with him. Oh my God. I don't think people understand. People are sleeping on Matthew Stafford, bro. That man is still, when healthy, in my opinion, you can argue top 5 QB in the game. And we're talking about you just get Davante Adams and Puka? Bro, you thought Cooper Kupp and Puka was nasty? Oh my God. You know what this man about to do with Davante? Come on, bro. It's almost not fair, really. It's really almost not fair. But yeah, yeah, and plus another reason why I'm not gonna say Washington getting rid of Jonathan Allen, I think is gonna be a bigger loss than what people realize. I'm interested to see how they gonna replace him. But yeah, for me, I would say the Rams. What about you?
See, I was gonna say the Rams as well, but realistic, the Rams would be my pick. But I do want to kind of give a shout out, kind of like you did to the Bears, going out there and trying to solidify that offensive line for essentially your second year quarterback and first year head coach. And I mean, again, they have some solid pieces with Odunze, DJ Moore, um, Komet. It's like the offense could be scary. I mean, I won't say they'd be like a top crazy anything amazingly offense, but like, I mean, they could be a really solid offense. They just need to get the offensive line figured out. So for them to go out there and make key pieces to actually do that, I mean, you can't complain about that, you know?
Trent, I want to talk about the NBA, just like
Here,
maybe one or two things.
I do got one more question for you.
Oh, go ahead, go ahead.
If you could give me one shocking move that you think is gonna happen in the off season, what do you think is gonna happen?
Shocking.
Yeah, anything that kind of like, damn, that should happen.
Mm. Mm. I would not be shocking. I could see the 49ers moving off of Kittle. I could see that's one move I could see. I could see Atlanta moving off of Kyle Pitts and people being like, "Damn, I thought they were gonna keep him." Um, and lastly, ah, mm, I'm trying to think. What's like,
Because it don't gotta be nothing like crazy,
yeah,
like
yeah.
oh my god. Because my whole thing is I really do feel like Garrett Wilson gonna get moved, but that's not really
Oh yeah,
shocking,
yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
know. But like it would shock everybody, like damn, Garrett Wilson was on the move. But like that was probably my biggest one, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I think that'd be crazy. But I look, but it's already been talks about that, and
Mm-hmm.
hey, but he said he wants to stay, but I think it really depends on what quarterback they bring in and that whole thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah. I want to talk about well, maybe two things for the NBA. The first thing being LeBron. Was like last night, Celtics they beat the Lakers, but LeBron, that man, LeBron got hurt. Was that fourth quarter?
Yeah.
Yeah. LeBron he exited the game with a left groin injury. Um, and yeah, he is now out 1 to 2 weeks. So Luka is gonna have to be the guy carrying that load. Now here's the thing with the Lakers. So that started today. So LeBron's supposed to be out for maybe about 7 to 8 more days. For the Lakers, it kind of couldn't have came at a worse time. I'm trying to pull up you guys' schedule, but Google will not pull it up. But I remember you were telling me about that the schedule was brutal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, tomorrow y'all got Brooklyn. Thursday you got the Bucks. Then you got the Nuggets, the Suns, and you got the Spurs. But I will say, I think by the time y'all get to the Spurs game, LeBron will be back. Matter of fact, nah, he may not play that game against the Spurs. I think LeBron will come back the 19th when y'all play the Nuggets. I think that's when LeBron will be back. So I think LeBron will miss about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, and he'll be back. But I don't think it's that big of an injury. But I already know you was sick over there.
Yeah, again, kind of like you said, it was at the worst time too. And I do really think that if he wouldn't have got hurt, we would have beat Boston. As crazy as it might sound, it's. I believe when he got hurt, I think we were down by like either 6 or 4, and like we were starting to make that comeback anyways. I mean, I really do think we would have at least. I think I don't know. I do think we would have won personally, but yeah, I'm kind of more in the boat of I think he gonna miss. We got Denver twice, we got the Bucks twice, we got you guys, we got the Nets next. Who was the other team that you said? I got it right now.
I think it was
And the Suns.
yeah.
I do think I don't know. I think he might be back for that Bulls game. I think he's gonna miss a good chunk, and I'm okay with it. I think if we can win,
Y'all don't win a lot of these games.
I think if we could at least win half of these games, I think if we could win three of them, 3, 4, something like that. Oh shit, I'm missing. Yeah, I think if we can win like 3 or 4, I think we can beat the Nets. I think we can beat you guys. Hopefully, we take one against Denver, and hopefully, we would take one against Milwaukee. That's my best hope. Maybe the Suns as well. I think Luka can go out there and win you a couple games. So yeah, I'm just hoping he obviously comes back and they don't rush nothing back.
Yeah. So yeah, I think y'all will be all right. I think LeBron probably. I don't know if he'll come back that Nuggets game because that's a hard game to come back to. So it might be that Bulls game. But yeah, going on to the next thing I wanted to talk about real quick was Mark Cuban. He put out some comments about the Luka trade. I don't know if you saw this, but um, Mark Cuban, he basically came out and was talking about the trade, and he wouldn't, basically saying like he probably wouldn't have done the trade, but he said he was brought up with the Mavericks sheet back, and he said I could understand if you were getting Anthony Davis, Max Christie, in 4 to 5 unprotected first round picks, but to get back, basically saying like in summary, like he's saying what they got back was crap and it didn't make any sense, and that's just a bad look. I mean, we already knew what Mark Cuban was gonna do, what he was gonna eventually come out and say, but damn. I mean, it was the way he was talking. It was just pure. He was in. You could tell he still did not believe. Like it hasn't set in for him yet, and he's still just in kind of disbelief. But like I will say that man built that team. What that team, the identity that team has, is literally because of Mark Cuban, and he set them up for the next decade. And it's just like, damn, I'm gone for a few months, and y'all just take the whole fucking thing. Like, imagine you sell the team in less than a year. Everything that you build is just fucking gone.
It'd be like you buying a house, having a house for 20 years and selling that shit, and then just going back like 2 months later just to look at the house, like drive by, and that shit's like abandoned, trashed. And it's like, bro, like I took care of the house for 20 years, and now the new owners either abandoned it or trashed it or whatever. Like it, I don't blame him for saying what he was saying.
Yeah, and I hear him like, it's tough, bro. Like talking about the picks and shit. God damn, like they got one first round pick. You got one first round pick, bro. That's just crazy. Like Rudy Gobert went for 5, man.
Yeah. Granted,
Mikal Bridges went for 5.
5 first? Or went like a couple seconds in there?
I'm gonna look up the whole Mikal Bridges trade again. I remember
Okay.
they gave up a shit ton for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Let's see. Yeah, Knicks acquired. Yep, the Nets got Bogdanovich, few other players. They got four unprotected first, unprotected pick swap in 2028, a top four protected picks that a top four protected pick for this year that belonged to Milwaukee. So they got five first round picks, an unprotected pick swap. Well, they got four unprotected first round picks, another pick this year that's pretty much guaranteed. It's top four protected. It's a Milwaukee pick. That means they're getting that pick. Um, and a second round pick for this year. Five first round picks. Nuts.
Yeah, that is crazy when you
Insane.
put it like that. That's
It's
crazy.
no way. And just going back to the Rudy Gobert trade, the Jazz got one, two, they got four first round picks, and they got Walker Kessler, who was the number 22 pick in the draft. So they essentially got five first round picks, as well as they got Jared Vanderbilt in that trade, Patrick Beverly, Malik Beasley. So you mean to tell me you got three starter level players and five first round picks in the 2026 pick swap for Rudy Gobert? That's fucking crazy. That's insane, bro.
Granted,
If I'm a Mavericks fan, I would lose my mind.
AD is still AD, but like they definitely should have at least got at least another pick and
At
probably
least
another
three,
player.
bro. I don't care. You gotta, bro. Like, it's no way. Like, that's no, bro. One first?
Do you know how low they had to be on Luca? You know, like how much they just wanted to essentially just get rid of him. You know, just to be like,
Bro.
all right, bro, don't even worry about it. Because again, the first round picks are the future. That shit would set you up in the future. You know, AD is like a win now move, and then you would have had the picks in the future kind of set you up.
Yeah, and then the way they were moving, they were really moving like they were trying to finesse people. Like they were so low on Luca. The way they were trying to trade, it was like they were low key in their mind thinking like, who could we finesse? Like they called for Ant, they called for Wimby, and then they settled for AD. It's like, what are we doing? Like, you trying to swap these stars and you get no picks, and you traded all your picks to build around Luca. See, that's the point that don't make sense to me. You traded all of your picks to build around Luca, but you don't have no picks for the next 3 years or whatever, 2027, 829, whatever it is. And then you're like, for for what? Like you don't get none of that back. Like, it's just crazy, and it's just crazy. And Clay Thompson's dad tweeted that Clay is in purgatory. Did you see that one possession from yesterday's game with Dallas when this man Clay had the ball? Did you see that?
Nah, I don't think so.
Oh my! I'm gonna send it to you when
Uh,
we finish the pod. This man Clay got the ball with like 8 seconds on the shot clock and just kept jabbing and jabbing and jabbing. He did not want to shoot it. He did a dribble, did a step back, pumped, and just swung it to the corner in the shot clock. He swung it to the corner with like 1 second on the shot clock. Like, it was that bad, bro. Like, they're oh my god, Dallas is in hell. And meanwhile, Luca, even though they lost last night, had 34-8 against the Celtics. I mean, it's just, my God. My God, my God, my God. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for this episode. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Make sure to leave a like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and keep showing us some love. I'm your host, JMX, my co-host Ryan. To the next one. Peace out.